Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review, and today, it's still not too bad, but it is at least another character from the vintage line, because today we're going to be taking a look at the Mattel Creations exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins Blast-Attak, or as I like to call him, Blast-Attak. That said, this of course is brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel. I did say it was a Mattel Creations exclusive after all. You're not paying attention again, you silly goose. But yes, he is, I guess, one of the Snake Men. I guess sometimes not one of the Snake Men. I know in MOTU Revelation he was part of that whole techno cult thing with Triclops, but at the end of the day, it's another vintage character that we don't have to complain about not getting. So, with that being said, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Blast-Attak has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with his trusty Techno X thing. This kind of looks like the, is it the halberd that comes with Scareglow, but all teched out. It's pretty cool. We also get the plunger for his action feature, which thankfully does work on mine. I know some people's it doesn't, but on mine it does. I would not recommend having him hold this. You could pinch that and then it wouldn't work. Then we also get the mini comic and pretty big instruction manual, which I always throw these things out, so whatever. But of course, because I have to be an overachiever, we got to do our classics comparison. Here is Origins Blast-Attak with his classics counterpart, who unfortunately does have two of the same boot. This is the same calf as this calf. But, you know, it is what it is. I paid a whopping like $3-4 for this thing, so it's not that big a deal. But it does kind of suck to have to put his foot in caca to get him to stand. He's a little tricky for me to stand. Maybe not you, but me at least. Yeah, a little tricky there. But there he is. Pan up a little bit so you can see his noggin. With his halberd, which, compare it to this one. Sculpt on the old one's probably a little bit more defined, but at any rate, it's Classics Blast-Attak. Of course, courtesy of my good buddy Evil Villain, who has pretty much given me most of my Classics collection at this point. Get your heart out, T-Biz. I kid. But, taking a closer look at Blast-Attak, I guess it's time to do that. He looks just like the Classics one, but a little bit more smoothed out. I will say, these little tubers on his arms, they do unplug. So all you guys who complain about Hasbro having Boba Fett, Jango Fett tubes that snap, don't got to worry about that from the fine folks over at Mattel. That said, I almost don't think his arms pop out, do they? Oh, they do. You can yank his arms off. He just has, like, terrible range in the shoulder because of the way that joint is, or that shoulder sculpt is. It doesn't even move out to 90, so that's kind of pathetic. He does have the elbow hinge with a swivel. He's got the swivel hinge wrist. There we go. He's got the double ball peg in the head with a little bit of tilt. Can rotate as well. No waist twist because of the gimmick, but that's fine. One less thing to be loose. Hips will kick out. Be mindful of the gimmick when you're moving the hips out. You kick forward and back. Really easy to move the hips. I don't know if these are like newer hips that you can pop them off. I mean, with a little bit of heat, you can pop any of these joints out, but those in particular. It's got a swivel at the knee with a single hinge. Nice tight hinges in both the knees. He's got a boot cut, hinge in the foot with a rocker, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. That's your lot. Now, as far as the gimmick goes, we do get this plunger here. All you gotta do is press this button, and he flies apart. And I guess on some people's this doesn't work, which it seems hard to believe that something so simple could be defective, but do that again. And one more time, just for kicks and giggles, because I know you like seeing things explode, you psychopath. And there you go. There is Blast-Attak in all of his glory. Now, I'm not going to put his weapons in his hands, or his weapon in his hand, because it is a tight grip, like really, really tight. They actually gave him hands that can hold accessories. So while I'm happy about that, it is kind of tricky to get him in there. So we're just going to bring out 2 regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibolith, and the infamous 11th Spawn, who, as usual, towers over everyone, because he is not a 5.5-inch figure. And with that being said, it is now time for us to wrap this sucker up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and at the end of the day, it is yet another Origins release that gets us one step closer. And I'm about to break. No. It's another Origins release that gets us one step closer to completing the original Vintage Masters of the Universe line. And hopefully, by the end of this year, we'll be pretty much done with trying to do that, because, man oh man, it's been a long time coming. Does anyone else want Origins to just cut the BS and wrap up already? I certainly do. I want to move on to bigger and better things, like the Cartoon Collection 2000X line, which, at this current time I'm recording this, I don't have any of those yet. And I'm the 2000X guy. What's up with that? So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.